We've learned that Sculptor Capital Management received multiple takeover bids that were higher than the offer it ultimately accepted. This comes after co-founder Dan Ock and the founding partners slammed the deal, saying it substantially undervalued Sculptor. Joining us now with those details is Bloomberg's Wall Street reporter Sonali Basak. So, Sonali, why would higher offers be spurned? Is it just because this lower offer allows the management to keep their jobs?
That's the operative point to be made here. You have the Wall Street Journal report over the weekend of three heavyweights. You have Boaz Weinstein, Bill Ackman, Mark Lazary, part of a group that is bidding $12 a share, higher than what you're seeing the Rithm Capital bid come in at. And by the way, the stock is now trading at $11.85 or $11.82 or $3, but it is much higher than that Rithm bid and a little bit closer indeed to that other bid from these heavyweights as we've been talking about. But under that bid, according to the Journal, is current management is not likely to keep their job. There's another interesting element of the story
Under the
here.
Rithm bid, current management is going to keep their job, right?
Correct.
Under the higher bid, they would lose their job, which is maybe why they didn't take the higher bid, but they're supposed to be the agents of the shareholder.
That is absolutely true. The point that Rithm makes, or the point that Sculptor makes as they reject this other bid, they didn't name these folks by name, but the point they make here is about committed financing, which of course financing is an important part of the deal as well.
But you'd think Boaz Weinstein and Bill Ackman and Mark Lazary could probably come up with the money.
Yeah, they have tended to in the past, haven't they?
Yeah.
There's another element of this that is kind of undertold that is interesting. In any scenario, you do have Jimmy Levin, who is running Sculptor at the moment, capping his pay. This is according to the proxy filing that had just come out this morning. This idea that his pay will be capped at $30 million, half in cash, rest in deferred compensation, even in the event of the New Deal. You have to remember that this is a man who between 2013 and 2022 has had compensation awards of more than $300 million in total across that period of time. Of course, the sinking stock price is part of that and affects the total value of this package. So yes, all eyes on Jimmy Levin and what happens next and whether these three very large investors win out at the end.
And remind us, why do they want this thing?
Well, remember, Sculptor, formerly Akziv, had been a massive, massive fund before it really faced a lot of issues, including when it comes to management scuffles with the founders of the firm. Akziv, before it had dwindled down to about $32 billion in assets, it was a $50 billion firm that has pivoted to other types of strategies like credit, which we know Mark Lazary and Boaz Weinstein are incredibly steeped in. They built their name off of some of these strategies. So you can see some of these assets moving under a more stable home potentially if they were to win out.